Hi guys, welcome back. It's been well over 2 decades since I last used a GPU that was not manufactured by AMD or Nvidia. That has finally changed recently when Intel introduced their ARC GPUs and I was able to purchase the A770. More competition should bring better products for gamers in long run, or at least we can hope. That's a much welcome change, especially after Nvidia screwing over gamers and the never-ending scalper problem. ARC A770 aims to compete with the long-established mid-range GPUs such as the RTX 3060 or RX 6600 XT. Let's compare stats of all three. The MSRP of A770 is $329 and matches the RTX 3060, whilst the 6600 XT was $50 more. However, because of the silicon shortages and scalpers, both RTX 3060 and the 6600 XT were commonly found listed for 2 or 3 times their respective MSRP. Intel is built on TSMC's finest 6nm process, but that's hardly a surprise being the newest of the bunch. Ray tracing is supported across all cards. Both ARC and AMD have 32 RT cores, the 3060 has 4 less. All cards are also equipped with superfast GDDR6 memory. AMD has the least amount with 8GB, the 3060 has 12 and the A770 a whopping 16GB with the limited edition models. However, aftermarket models with 8GB of memory are coming to the market soon. And just few days ago, Nvidia announced the 3060 with 8GB of memory. Just don't ask me why. Unfortunately, AMD gave 6600 XT just 128-bit memory bus, which is the lowest of the three. ARC is leading by having doubled the width. Both AMD and Nvidia card require just a single 8-pin power connector. ARC requires additional 6-pin. This was reflected during game testing. AMD was the least hungry and only used 140 watts on average, followed by the 3060 which sips 160 watts and ARC which was often crossing 200 watts. With electricity prices skyrocketing, it's definitely a factor to consider. All cards were tested on my trusty bench and using at the time of recording latest available GPU drivers and with the resizable bar on. I've chosen 5 ray tracing enabled titles at 1920 by 1080 and another 5 random older titles at 4K, hopefully capturing good variety of game engines and APIs. Cards were running out of the box configuration and no overclock was applied. With all of this, are you ready? This is the moment we've been all waiting for. Let's kick off ray tracing enabled test with Battlefield 5. At ultra settings, RTX 3060 wins by 11% over the A770 and a huge 30% lead over the 6600 XT. All cards offered smooth gameplay and provided well above 60 FPS, making it 1, 2 or actually 3 times the pleasant experience. Checking out nighttime in Cyberpunk 2077 left a lot to be desired.
Going in or staying out?
1080p with medium ray tracing preset proved very demanding on all 3 cards. 3060 on top again with average of 37 FPS, ARC falling behind slightly by 9%, and the poor 6600 XT was struggling in this title, over 50% slower than the 3060. That's a double ouch, and it's only fair to say, Cyberpunk was not enjoyable at these settings. The Raccoon City police station in Resident Evil 2 Remake looked stunning. With high settings and ray tracing on, ARC pushed 100 FPS on average and was about 16% faster than the 3060 and 40% than the 6600 XT. Battery smooth experience across. Metro Exodus was the first AAA title to feature ray tracing. 1080p with extreme settings and ray tracing enabled really pushed all cards. The A770 comes on top again with 84 FPS on average, a healthy 25% lead over the 3060. AMD was 60% slower than ARC in this title and also, disappointingly, under the 60 FPS mark. Closing off the ray tracing enabled tests with control at high settings. I'm new to this game, but I must say I like it. ARC striked another win here, and with 60 FPS on average, it was leading by 9% over the 3060 and 35% over the Radeon 6600 XT. Next up is GTA 4. ARC cannot handle all the APS, and boy does it show. At 4K with maxed out settings, RTX 3060 pushed 118 FPS, leaving the 6600 behind by 37%, and the A770 was 130% slower, highlighting the much needed lack of support with these older titles. Let's move on. GTA 5 follows similar pattern, however the gaps were much smaller. 3060 wins this round with 85 FPS on average. The 6600 XT was behind by 14%, leaving the ARC last and around 20% slower. Days Gone running at 4K with high settings and render scale of 100 surprised me. It was very close win for the A770, pushing nearly 56 FPS on average, with the 3060 behind by just a couple of frames, followed by the 6600 XT, which was 13% slower. "2019's Rage 2 was next, and at 4K with high settings, Intel scored another point. ARC pushed 47 FPS on average, leaving the 3060 about 20% slower, closely followed by the 6600 XT, which was slower by 34%. And finishing off the game testing, I played some Kingdom Come Deliverance. This game does not run well on potato hardware, and I was mildly surprised to see the A770 pushing over 60 FPS at 4K resolution. RX 6600 XT finally managed to beat the 3060 by a hair, and both were around 25% slower than Intel's card. Returning to ray tracing once again, but this time in 3DMark's Port Royal benchmark. ARC A770 pushed impressive score of over 7,000 points, being over 30% faster than the RTX 3060 and nearly 60% faster than the 6600 XT. Enough said. And we close off the testing with Time Spy run. Another point for ARC, and with over 13,000 points, it leaves the 6600 behind by nearly 40% and the 3060 by 50%. What a result. Better later than never. Having 3 competing players feels nice and refreshing. I bought the A770 for £399, the 3060 was £280 and the 6600 came to £300, being brand new. Excitement aside, here comes the most important question. Is ARC really competitive? Well, based on the results of my testing, I would say it kinda is. Let's not forget, the A750 is only touch slower but about 20% cheaper. As with anything new, there are teething issues. Intel seriously needs to improve their driver game. My best guess is that with time, ARC will become much better. Fine blue wine? Looking back at some of the results, I think the A770 could potentially match next tier card such as 3070, but we shall see. Let's not forget, both AMD and Nvidia are on the brink of releasing their next generation of cards, which might push more people away from buying ARC. Or will it? What do you think of the results? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'm going to return to A770 in a dedicated video soon. There is so much more to explore with this card. Did you like this video? Smash the like button like there is no tomorrow if you did. And as ever, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one.